Hiya.
Hello, Nikita.
Right. Okay. How old were you when you first drank alcohol? What made you try it?
I was around about 12 and I was in children's homes, brought up in children's homes and foster care, so it was peers, just a sociable kind of way of getting a drink.
Same for me. I think I was about 12 years old when I first had a drink. I just moved to schools and I had a bottle of cider. We used to go out onto the school field and go and drink cider.
It's funny how it's always cider, isn't it?
It is when you're starting off, like when you're little, yeah.
Yeah.
It is always cider. But yeah, that was it. At what point did drinking become a regular thing for you and why?
So I was just hanging out with friends and things like that, having a quick drink in the park when we first started going drinking, then out to the pubs and clubs as a teenager. When it got a grip of me, I was drinking on my own. When you start drinking on your own in the house, and you've got a problem. You've got a problem when you're doing it alone. And I was always told that, and I should have listened. And this is the one what brought me to my knees, is alcohol. Yeah.
Well, for me, after I had my son, I had my son when I was 17, like 17, 18. And then it was, so before that it was drugs when I was a teenager. I did drink as well, but like I took a lot of drugs. And having a drink after work every single day kind of crept up on me. And then I ended up having a house fire with my son. And then I went full blown into alcoholism then. And it just kind of progressed from there and just got worse and worse over the years. But it was just socially having a drink with people after work to start off with, and then it just all crept up on me and it just took over and it's led to prison, homelessness and everything. So
it's been emotions as well what has led me to drink, not accepting help, not asking for it, not being offered help. So it's emotions what make you drink, and you obviously want to drown your emotions with the alcohol.
And isolation, and isolation's another one, isn't it? You tend to, like when you're in active addiction.
So it just progresses and progresses as the further on you go.
Definitely.
And becomes the addiction and the habit, the awful habit.
Just takes over. It's a slow creeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did alcohol change the way you were as a person? If so, in what ways?
Yes, I sometimes become aggressive, loud, just silly, just not making the right decisions. Then further down the line with drinking, I started isolating myself. I become depressed and needed help, and was just sat there not accepting help. So yeah, that's what it did to me.
Well, this is a good question for me. It changed me in every way, to be quite honest. Like my mum always says to me that when I'm in addiction, she said it just before coming in here, I don't even know this person. Like I'm a nice, kind, caring person, but when in full-blown active addiction, I'm nasty, crazy. Actually got a name for myself as being quite crazy. Like I get extremely aggressive. I went to prison 3 times, all for violent offences. Before coming into treatment last year, the same happened then. I relapsed for 1.5 years, and then I ended up nearly going back to prison for dislocating a girl's arm. Literally the polar opposite of what I am when I'm sober. So aggressive, so horrible, pushed away all of my friends and family, and ended up in a really bad state, prison. And all of it is for alcohol-related violence.
How did your drinking affect your relationships with family and friends?
Oh, really badly. I didn't see my son for a few years. He moved in with his dad when he was about 3 or 4 years old. My alcohol, I went and isolated myself. And like it's affected my family greatly. My son's feeling abandoned. My mum had a nervous breakdown. And yeah, it's been, my grandma passed away and I wasn't around, unfortunately. The family have a lot of resentment and battled with depression and anxiety as a result of my drinking.
I'm kind of lucky that my friends, it wasn't too bad. They've stayed in my life, and they've been like long life friends. But my family, I lost my partner of 16 years and I'm away from my daughter at the minute. getting, you know, recovery. So it's been like a whirlwind through my life. It's destroyed quite a lot. How did alcohol affect your physical and mental health?
Well, this is a good one for me. I was in hospital for a week and it was from alcohol withdrawals. And I ended up in hospital connected to a heart monitor. My potassium levels were at 1.6 when they're supposed to be at 3.5. I had the police coming through my door for it with a battering ram to come and get me because they were petrified that I died in my house. And that was literally just 2 weeks before coming into treatment. And then my mental health, like that's been it for years. I've got anorexia and bulimia, emotionally unstable personality disorder and bipolar. So the alcohol has just, on all of them, like just caused havoc. I've been on train tracks, suicidal, ripping my hair out in police stations, smashing my head off doors. I ended up getting sectioned, been sectioned twice, been in rehab twice, and that's all through mental health. And I got diagnosed with being bipolar in prison, but that's after me going crazy on alcohol, and then they diagnosed me as being bipolar. So it's, yeah, completely destroyed both, to be fair.
Well, for me, my mental health, so alcohol's a complete depressant. It's good at the time, you know, you can go party and dance and do what you need to do, but further on down the line, it's just a complete depressant, and it makes you isolate from everything. My physical health wasn't too bad, to be fair. I just wasn't motivated after a long time of drinking. And when it really got a hold of me, I was just staying in the house, isolating. It was more my mental health rather than my physical health for me on that one. Did you ever feel like you were in control of your drinking, even when others thought you weren't?
Yeah, 100%. So like I worked in a pub, I've grown up working in hospitality, and then you just have a couple of drinks after work. And yeah, everybody else noticed that I had a problem before I noticed, because we learn in our step work in the programme here that you're in denial for a certain amount of time about the extent of your problem. So yeah, definitely.
You go out and you socially drink and you're out with your friends and things like that and have a few drinks, and you don't think it's that bad when you first start drinking. You kind of get room spins and think, I'll never drink again. But it creeps up on you, and you should just stay away from it.
Yeah, 100%.
Was there anything someone said or did that made you realise you needed to stop?
Yeah, my mum, probably when she called up the Carlton clinic, like my mental health went down to, I was on my knees, I was suicidal. I was on the train tracks in Penrith. They had to shut all of the trains off. Like, my mum ended up calling up the Carlton clinic and wanted me to get sectioned, and then a bed of it became available here. She wanted me to either go to prison because my life was so chaotic and everything that was going on. And I really, really realised that I needed to get some help. I needed to seek some support, and yeah, that changed my life.
Yeah, for me, it's my daughter. She asked me over a few years, Mummy, I don't want you to drink, Mummy, I just don't buy any alcohol. And I should have listened to a child, but addiction takes you to a place where you just become so self-centred. And I lost my job for 15 years, what I really, really enjoyed. And they're like me there, the service users and things. So it's made me realise at this age that it had to stop. I didn't have any other options really, other than just full recovery, and not even just not one drink, just complete abstinent from drink. But yeah, that's me.
Second that. What support do you wish you had?
I feel like I should have had more support from family in that area because, well, I did grow up around alcohol. So support from the GPs is, you know, kind of refer yourself to these places like recovery steps and places like that, which is not good when you're at the, you know, in turmoil and actually reliant on alcohol. They should be helping you. You know, there should be a lot more help out there for kids to access the help available around us, because, I mean, I'm 47 now, and in 30 years of this addiction grown and grown, I didn't know of any of these recovery centres and things like that. I just knew of groups and stuff like that. So yeah, we do need to get more out there from the GPs and from everywhere really, youth stations, everywhere. about the alcohol intake and what you can have, and parents.
Yeah, I wish I had more support from family. To be quite honest, they didn't really know what to do with my alcohol addiction or how to handle it. They have quite an old school way of dealing with things. And also, the same as you, doctors. I feel like every single time that I've gone to the doctors or in hospital with an alcohol-related anything, they all of a sudden seem to have some form of judgment over you because you're an alcoholic. And I do understand that it's because you're a drain on the NHS. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel that like they need to be a little bit more well trained into how to deal with it, because it makes you not want to go and seek support and seek help and stuff like that. Where we are at the minute, I wish that there was a little bit more of that out there when I was out there in the problem. I hear some of the outreach work that they do and stuff like that to people who are homeless and helping people. I wish I had a little bit more of that in the past, because I've lived all over the country, to be quite honest, and I do think that this is a good organisation. So, yeah.
It is, yeah, and it's like if you've got an addiction, they won't deal with your mental health problems, and I know a lot of mental health is around addictions and things, but they're sending you one way or the other, and it should be joined together, really. And there is such a thing as Smile, what the Well does.
Yeah, they have good.
Yeah,
they have really good outreach work, don't they?
Yeah. Which is really good. It's a really good idea, because I've been passed from one pillar to another pillar with mental health and addiction, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the hardest thing about stopping drinking?
The hardest thing for stopping drinking was masking feelings. I didn't want to feel the real world. I didn't want to feel real emotions because of a lot of things I'd been through, like grief and stuff like that. I just wanted to escape. Stopping drinking, everything comes back to you, your emotions, and any addiction, your feelings come back, and you go through all different kinds of emotions. But now I'm getting there through recovery. I'm 11 weeks into recovery, and my emotions are getting a bit more stable now.
Yeah, I have to say that it is about its coping mechanism, isn't it? With me, it wasn't too hard to stop drinking because my life got so bad before I really wanted to stop drinking. But I'd say one of the hardest things is having to go into a whole new, like coming into treatment, going into a whole new place with a whole new group of people, and then not using your coping mechanism that you would normally use to handle that. That was quite hard, but it's been the best thing I've ever done.
And it comes out different ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you stop drinking, your emotions come out in different ways, and
you get your feelings back. You get your feelings back, and it's horrible.
Behaviours, but it's for the better, isn't it? We feel better now.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, so like we get a little bit obsessed over sweets and chocolate and things like that now, rather than the alcohol, which is better than that. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you handle cravings or difficult moments now that you're no longer drinking alcohol?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I struggle with depression quite a lot. So my cravings are normally, because I want to take away sort of like the feelings that I'm going through with alcohol. So I get a bit of a craving. We go to AA and NA meetings, and they kind of help ground you, or I get my head stuck into my work. And then you're reflecting on all of the things, the bad things that you did and how you've hurt the people that you love. And to be honest, that helps me loads. And also a chamomile tea. Chamomile tea seems to help me, to be honest.
So difficult moments now, I do a bit of reading and writing a lot down, which is good if you can write your emotions down. We go to the gym, so we exercise a lot in this programme, and we've been learning to look at ourselves more and to see the people we've hurt. And when you look back and you look at yourself and you look at the people who you have actually hurt, you don't want to drink anymore.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's it. I have to say step work really helps me. And remembering what a bad place she was in, me with my mental health. I got bipolar and emotionally unstable personality disorder, and I was in a really desperate place mentally before I came in to treatment. So reflecting on all of the bad things just does not make you want to drink anymore. What was the hardest part of rebuilding your life after stopping drinking?
This is not a nice question for me. I was on my knees after leaving my family home and leaving my daughter. I didn't have any other option. I was that depressed. Rebuilding a life and materialistic things don't matter. It's the relationship with my daughter. I've lost her trust, and we are speaking and things like that, but it's going to be, I've got a lot of making up to do for the time I've wasted on addiction, on alcohol, and I just can't wait. I just can't wait for that moment to get her back in my life.
I'd say the hardest part for me, like also like with my son, like rebuilding that, but I kind of feel like that's when we come out of treatment, like properly rebuilding our life on the outside. For me, is I'm building a new life how it is at the minute, and we're going to be in treatment for about a year. And that's like getting used to the structure, getting used to the gym, getting up every morning. Like I didn't move all the time when I was drinking. I was just like a vegetable on the sofa, I wasn't able to move. So it's just getting used to a whole new group of people, having to crack on with your work. I work harder than I ever did when I went to school. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of written work and everything like that. Rebuilding relationships with my mum, rebuilding relationship with my son, and just getting used to everything that we have to do on a day-to-day basis, because it's intense, isn't it?
It's petrifying. It's petrifying having to rebuild your life and rebuild and make them foundations again, especially at my age. You know, losing a job due to the addiction, due to the alcohol. Going on benefits for the first time, I struggled really badly with going on to benefits, not having the luxuries that I like. Rebuilding your life is difficult when it's in these circumstances. Just being aware that, you know, these things do grip you and ruin lives.
100%. Like we go to the gym in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, then we're doing work from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the hub all day, and then we've got to go back, cook tea and be at a meeting for 7 o'clock and don't get back till 9:30. It's intense every single day, but it's worth it and it's good. It's good to be in recovery and sober.
Yeah. Okay. What would you tell your younger self about alcohol if you could go back in time?
Don't try it.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Like my dad was an alcoholic, and I wish that I could say not to try it. Like, because when I was younger, I thought I'll never end up like that, but I did end up ending up turning into an alcoholic. I'd say don't go on peer pressure from other people and doing it just because your friends are doing it and because you want to look cool. Yeah, just don't touch it.
For me, it was kind of acceptable growing up, everyone being in the pub and drinking and things, and you don't quite realise that how over time it gets a grip of you, but it does. If I was telling my younger self now, I would say, you know, I should have listened to my peers then when I was younger, when they used to say, don't drink, stop drinking that much. And yeah, it kind of creeps up on you, and it destroys lives, it destroys families, and it destroys jobs, it destroys everything.
Yeah, it's bad because it's socially acceptable, isn't it? And because it's legal, whereas I think it's the most evil one. What advice would you give to teenagers who are drinking now and think it's not a big deal?
I would say it's a massive deal. You kind of think it's acceptable when you're going out. But alcohol leads to different addictions, like taking drugs, gambling. You can lose your home, you can become homeless. And it's really bad for your health and your mental health. It's a one to stay away from, but one so easy to take and one so easy to get. But I would advise anyone not to do it, just not to do it. They do a lot of non-alcoholic drinks now, just drink them. Yeah.
That's it. Alcohol's absolutely destroyed my life in every form of way. I was sober for 3 years and then relapsed about 1.5 years ago. And within 1.5 years, I went from having a nice job, a nice home, my son and everything, to homeless, alienated from all of my friends and family. I'd isolated myself. Nearly back in prison. I nearly died. I was in hospital. I nearly died. Everything. It absolutely just destroys lives. It is a big deal. I think it's the worst drug that's out there, personally. And I've taken pretty much every drug, and I definitely think that is the worst drug.